Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Mohawk Motors. My name is Jason, and I'm bringing you an update on the Dream Workshop build. I've been working on it for about a week now and making progress. I've set a goal for myself of just move the needle every day. Whether it's a lot or a little bit, just every day, move the needle, and eventually it will get done. So one of the things that I'm trying to do, and I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but I want to get somewhere that I can store our camper and my enclosed trailer when I'm not using them, because those both spend honestly more time sitting than traveling. So where can I put those that's out of my way, mostly out of sight, and safe, secure, has access to electricity if I need it? And I realized that over here on the side of my workshop is a good place for them. Now, this was a pretty decent hill here before, and you can see what the grade was like. But I've had so far 3 loads of fill dirt brought in, and I've got them mostly spread out here and leveled. I got another load coming. Today is Sunday. I've got another load coming tomorrow of fill dirt to finish building up the bulk of where the parking pad flat area needs to be. And then once I have that done, I think I'm gonna need 2 loads, probably 2 loads of topsoil that I can use to grade out the sides and get them at an angle that I can mow. So I'll have gravel here on the top for my parking space, and then gently sloping sides off of it that are, you know, a gentle enough slope that I can mow it. It's my goal, my plan with this. And man, if you've never worked with fill dirt, you find all kinds of interesting stuff in there. I found roots and rocks and bricks and concrete, asphalt, trash, drain spouts, gutters, all kinds of stuff. But it's all buried in here now. I also have been working on, I got all the accumulated, what I'm assuming was donkey and horse poop, scraped out of the back covered section here. I got all of the horse and donkey, you know, fencing and battening and things that they were here to manage the animals, but I'm not going to have animals. I don't need that stuff. So I got rid of all that stuff. So this section also is going to get, I'll get it graded pretty flat, probably a gentle slope away from the building, and then gravel out here also. So that'll give me, I can fit 3 full-size trucks out here under cover, and these doors close as well. And then I'll have the gravel continue out here to my covered space, or to my parking space for the trailers, all nice and flat and around. So if need be, I can drive something from that end all the way around out to the front, but most of the time I'll have the trailers parked here. I've been smoothing out and distributing 1 truckload at a time so that I can do the best I can to pack the dirt as I go. So I did the 1 load pretty evenly and then drove over it with the tractor. I filled the bucket up with gravel and cinder blocks and stuff. I've got my ballast on the back and just drove over it as much as I could to pack it all down. Did the next truck, spread out pretty even, same thing, drove over it as much as I could to pack it down, and then same with the 3rd truck. And when the 4th truck comes, I'll do the same thing 1 more time, and that should have me pretty much level on my parking area here. I'm not going to put any topsoil on the parking space because it's just going to be graveled. I don't want anything to grow there anyway. And like I said, I'll use the topsoil to gently slope the sides so I don't have it collapse and fall off, but also so I can easily mow it once I have grass growing on it. I do have one drain right here that it's actually that downspout. So once I've got my grade pretty well set, I'll trench out here and run my drain pipe the rest of the way out to the edge over there, so I don't have any flooding issues or anything else, water retention here in my parking space. And I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's what I've gotten done on the outside. On the inside, I've been busy also. So I started getting this central wall torn down, and man, if you've never done demolition before, I've known this from doing demolition at our old house and stuff, but it's not like they show you on HGTV. It's not go in there with a sledgehammer and have a grand old time and then boom, the demolition's done. It's work. Like, typically things are built with the intention of lasting forever. So you gotta reverse engineer how they built it to get it back apart. And what I found was this dividing wall here, I'm fairly confident was part of the original design of the building. And what I mean by that is when they put the building up, they poured the concrete and then they built the wall. They didn't do the stables until after that wall was put up. And long story short, the reason that matters is because to get it back apart, I have to go in opposite order of construction. So I was able to get this stable, this side, all torn down. I mean, it's stripped out like there is nothing ever here. I've got all the nails out of the wall, like everything all down, right? And that was what allowed me to get this portion of the wall disassembled and taken apart. So next step is going to be get these stables torn down and taken apart. I'm hoping I'll have enough time next weekend to, today's the Sunday before Halloween, so next weekend I think I'll have time to hopefully get that stable taken down. And once that stable is down, then I'll be able to get this wall down. The wall itself is not that difficult. It's just 2x4s sheathed in plywood. That's fairly simple. The stables, though, like, they were using the space above it as a hayloft. So I have to start at the top, get all the plywood off, which I'm trying to save the plywood because I can reuse it to sheathe the walls in the workshop once all the work is done. So I'm trying to not destroy the plywood when I remove it. I'm trying to salvage as much of the 2x4 and 2x6 and even 2x8 material as I can to use to build my little office space once the concrete in here has been poured. So I could probably go a little faster if I was just using a Sawzall and chopping everything into bits and just hauling it out in chunks. But I'm trying to actually salvage the lumber that I can because, one, lumber is not cheap, and two, like, if they don't have to make new lumber, I can reuse this stuff that's perfectly good and, you know, kind of help the planet a little bit and help myself save a little money. So these are probably going to be, they appear to be a little bit more robust than the stable on the other side was. So it'll probably be a bit more work getting these ones down, but hopefully I can accomplish that little challenge next weekend and get the wall down the weekend after that. So I think that's it for this update, team. I will say, once I got, you know, I had 2 of the trucks out of here yesterday, the space looked a lot bigger. I kind of panicked for a few minutes because, like, geez Louise, it's already filled up. I haven't even started working in there yet. But having 3 full-size trucks in your workshop, now in perspective, like, dude, you got a lot of vehicles in here. So it'll be good space. I did also decide on my lift placement. I think once I'm ready for that step, I want to get a lift directly in line with this door, straight ahead. So this will probably be my short job lift is what I'll call it. So things that shouldn't take too long. Swapping out a transmission when I already have the new transmission ready to go. Swapping a rear end, oil changes, services, things like that. And then once this side of the workshop has been concreted over, I want to get probably about right between one post in the center of this stable and the other post kind of right about here. I have another 2-post lift also, and this one will be the lift for longer term projects, things that are going to definitely be on the lift for a while. You know, something that I have to pull the transmission, rebuild it, and then reinstall it. Or if I'm doing some chassis work that's going to require welding, cutting, things like that, that I probably won't be able to finish in one evening or two, or a day or two. Like any sustained projects or medium length projects, they'll go up on that lift when need to be. And I want to get the water. I think I showed you before, I do have water right here. So once I get the stables out, it really shouldn't be difficult for me to dig down below, because this is, after all, a post frame constructed building. So I should be able to just dig down under there, put a T in that water spout, and then bring water to this side also, so I can use that for a slop sink and a water heater, just so I can wash my hands out here, clean stuff if need be, things like that. So it's moving along. I was feeling earlier this week like I really wasn't getting much done. Yesterday, I actually had like the better part of the day to come out here and work on things, and I made a lot of progress. I'm excited about it. So things are moving along. Keep moving the needle. That's the mantra for this project. Just keep moving the needle. Most of it, everything that you see that's done here is, you know, in the evenings after my kids are in bed, or yesterday, Saturday, has been all of this work. So that's it for this update, team. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have any suggestions, you know, let me know what you think about that lift placement. I think that's going to work well for this type of work that I do and plan on doing. If you have another suggestion, let me know. Leave it in the comments down below. And until the next video, take care. Oh, and bonus footage for those of you who stuck around all the way to the end. I found some mummified mascots of the old horse barn. Ooh. That's gross. Hopefully they're the only ones I ever see in this workshop.